Hello friends, I am Dr. Rajiv Gupta. I am taking a lecture series in stereochemistry where I am giving explanations of multiple choice questions of this topic. This is the part 13th of this lecture series. The question is, what is the total number of compounds or stereoisomers included designated by the general name dichlorocyclopentane. So here the basic carbon skeleton should be cyclopentane in all the stereoisomers or all the compounds. Here just we have to change the position of these two chloroatoms on this cyclopentane ring. So by doing this process, we get various constitutional isomers. After that, formation of constitutional isomers, we have to check stereoisomerism which could be possible. So first of all, I am making the structure of the cyclopentane ring. See, this is the cyclopentane ring structure. Here in this first structure, in first constitutional isomer, both chlorine atoms could present on the single carbon atom, that is jam position. So this is 1,1 dichlorocyclopentane. Now its other type of stereoisomer, its stereoisomer is not possible. Now I am shifting one chlorine atom, or I am changing the position of this chlorine atom. We can put these chlorine atoms and these two carbon atoms, that is 1 2 dichloro. It was 1 dichloro. This is 1 2 dichloro. Here we can put this chlorine atom at same side, that is cis, and we can put these both chlorine atoms at opposite side or transoid manner, that is trans dichloro-pentane. So this is also again 1 2, but it is trans. Okay. Now in this 1 2 disubstituted cyclopentane, we check the stereoisomerism. See, in this cis isomer, the plane of symmetry is present. Okay, this molecule contains plane of symmetry. So here its mirror image isomer will be superimposable on this structure. So here an isomer is not possible for this compound. Now check this second structure, that is trans 1 2 dichloro. Here this plane of symmetry we cannot apply. So obviously this molecule is a chiral molecule and its mirror image will be its enantiomeric form. Okay. So in case of 1 2 dichloro, total we get 3 isomers, a cis isomer and a trans isomer, and this trans isomer has its mirror image. So these two chiral compounds. So till now we get total 4 isomers, 1 2 3 and 4. Total 4 isomers we get. Now again we can make a new constitutional isomer of this molecule, that is 1 3 dichloro. Okay, 1 3 position, 1 3 dichlorocyclobutane. Here again we can prepare two types of geometrical isomers. This isomer is cis isomer, where both chlorine atoms are present at the same side. Now its geometrical isomer that is a trans isomer where these both chlorine atoms are present as anti-manner, that is trans isomer. Okay, this is the 1,3 disubstituted cyclopentane. It is also 1,3. Now check the plane of symmetry in these molecules. This molecule contains a plane of symmetry which is passing through these two carbon atoms. Here these half portion is just becoming the mirror image of this half portion. So here this plane of symmetry is present. So this cis isomer is optically inactive or achiral. So it could not form its other stereoisomers, but in case of trans isomer, this plane of symmetry we cannot apply. Okay, this chlorine atom is situated the above portion of this cyclopentane ring, and this chlorine atom situated at the below side of this cyclopentane ring. So here a plane of symmetry we cannot form. Obviously its mirror image isomer will be enantiomer of this trans isomer. Okay, so see, we get 1 2 3 4. Now this is fifth number isomer, this is sixth, and this is seventh. Now no other stereoisomers or no other constitutional isomers are possible for this cyclopentane dichlorocyclopentane basic compound. So total we get 7 isomers. So the total number of compounds which are possible are 7. So our correct option is C. Okay, now next question. Use the following to answer questions 82 to 85. So using these four structures we have to give answer from the question number 82 to 85. Total 4 questions are related to these 4 structures. Okay, now first of all we see these all the 4 structures are Fischer projections which are shown here. Now the question number 82 is, which of the compounds above 1 to 4, okay, total 4 compounds 1 2 3 and 4, which of the compounds above represent enantiomers? Means we have to select that 2 structures which are mirror images of each other, and these both structures are not superimposable. So which 2 structures are enantiomers to each other? So what we do first of all, we see the structural formula and we see the molecular formula. First of all we see the molecular formula. The molecular formula for all the structures are same. See, all structures have 4 carbon atoms. Okay, 1 2 3 4, 4 carbon atoms and 2 hydroxyl groups. Okay, so molecular formula is same, but structural formula is not same for all. See, in this structure 1, the both hydroxyl groups are present at position number 1 and 2, but in case of structure number 2, 3 and 4, the hydroxyl groups are present at position number 2 and position number 3. Here again position number 2 and position number 3. In the structure 4, the position number 2 and position number 3. So here the structural formula for the first structure is entirely different. So here we can remove this. Now we have to consider these 3 structures which have exactly same structural formula, but their stereo could be different. Now we have to check the enantiomers. So first of all what we do, we put these principal carbon chain which is a butane chain. See, carbon 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 carbon, this is a butane principal carbon chain in the horizontal line, in the vertical line in these Fischer projection. So first of all I am drawing the Fischer projection of this second structure, the Fischer projection of second structure. What we get, this methyl group here. Now hydroxyl group over here and hydrogen here. In the below portion, this methyl group here, here we get OH and here H. So I am directly drawing the Fischer projection of the second structure where the principal carbon chain is situated at this vertical line as we see in Fischer projections. Okay. Now the structure number 3, we make the similar this type Fischer projection where we have to put methyl groups at this vertical line. Okay, here already it is present at this vertical line, so obviously this position will not change for OH and H. Now this methyl group goes to here. Now hydrogen comes to this side and OH goes to here. Okay, now in the structure 4th, what we do, here methyl group, here OH and H, here CH3, OH and H. Okay. Now in all the 3 structures, the methyl groups are present at these vertical lines, means I have converted these Fischer projection. So actually the structure here, this structure and this structure exactly same structure. I am drawing the identical structures. Okay, this third structure and this third structure both are identical, and here these both are identical. Okay, now check these 3 structures which are looking enantiomers to each other. Obviously these both structures, okay, structure 2nd and structure 3rd are enantiomers to each other. See, both are mirror images to each other, we can clearly observe. Okay, so our correct option is option B, where the structure 2nd and structure 3rd are enantiomers. Okay, now the question number 83, which is also again related to these 4 structures. Now what has been asked here, which compound above 1 to 4 is a meso compound? So we have to check a meso compound. A meso compound which contains at least 2 chiral centers and 1 plane of symmetry. So as I already converted these Fischer projection like this, so here we can check this structure. Obviously the structure 4 contains a plane of symmetry, okay, where this half portion is just becoming the mirror image of this half portion, and here this structure contains 2 chiral center. This carbon is chiral carbon and this carbon is chiral carbon. So this structure contains 2 chiral centers and 1 plane of symmetry. So this is a meso compound. So our correct option is option 4, that is option D. Okay. Now next question, which of the compound above 1 to 4 is 2R, 3R, 2,3 butanediol? See, 2,3 butanediol. So obviously this first structure is 1,2 butanediol. So here this option we can remove. Now we can 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Okay, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. What we have to get, we have to get this configuration where both the chiral centers have RR configuration, RR absolute configuration. So again we can check these things in these structures. First I erase these. First of all, we use CIP rules, Kahan-Ingold-Prelog's rule, to assign the numbering or priority order. So first of all, in this structure 2nd, the first chiral center, the hydroxyl group will get number 1, obviously. This will get number 2. This methyl group will get number 3, and this hydrogen will get number 4. Now we get chirality rule where we move, where we make a arc from 1 to 2 and 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. So 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, like this we make a arc. So arc direction is clockwise, so this chiral center should have assignment R, but our fourth number priority group is present at this horizontal line, so we reverse our answer, so its assignment is S. Okay, so what has been asked here, both are R means this option we can remove, because here the one chiral center has S configuration, but both chiral centers should have RR. Now check this. Here, obviously, as we consider these both are mirror images, okay, both are mirror images. So obviously this chiral center will have R configuration, okay, because these are both are mirror images, so this will have R configuration. Now I am making the assigning the configuration for the second chiral center. So obviously here it will get number 1, here 2, 3 and 4. Now 1 to 2 and 2 to 3, the movement is anti-clockwise, so it should be S, but the fourth number priority group is present at horizontal line, so it is R. So our answer is third, that a third molecule has RR assignment. Okay, so obviously our correct option is option C, means this third structure has both chiral centers has RR absolute configuration. So its IUPAC name of this third structure is 2R 3R 2,3 butane diol. Now next question, which compounds above 1 to 4 form a set of stereoisomers? So obviously the sequence of bonding of atoms, or structural, or we can say the structure of these structure second, third and fourth, all the three Fisher projections have the same structure, means their structural formula is same, okay, but their stereo is different. So obviously these second, third and fourth, all the three are stereoisomers of each other. So our correct option is option B, where second, 3 and fourth are that compounds which are stereoisomers of each other. Okay, where what we see here, this structure second and structure third are enantiomers to each other, and this structure 4, which is a meso compound, is a diastereomer. Okay, it is a diastereomer of these structure second and structure third. Here structure second and structure third are optically active and chiral, and structure 4 is a meso, which is achiral and optically inactive. Now the different type of questions has been started, that are short answer questions. Here the options are not given, so these are not multiple choice questions, these are the fill in the blanks question, where we have to get a short answer for the given question. So what is the question? The molecule of aspartame, this is the molecule of aspartame depicted below or shown below, has how many stereogenic centers? In this given molecule, we have to find out total number of stereogenic centers. The centers or the sites or the atoms in this molecule which can show different configuration, or which can show stereoisomerism, or which can show or we can say where the interchange of any two groups on that stereogenic center gives a new stereoisomer. So we check the these compounds, this compound here, this group is carboxylic group completely, So this carbon could not show any stereoisomerism. This is a ester group. This could not show stereoisomerism. Here a methyl group is present. This could not show stereoisomerism. This carbon atom. Here this carbon atom, which is attached to two hydrogen atoms, could not show any chiral center or could not show any stereoisomerism. Here this carbon atom also contains two hydrogen atoms, so again it could not show this type of stereogenic center. Now see this carbon atom. This carbon atom is attached to four different groups. This is a sp3 hybrid carbon atom or tetrahedral carbon atom, and this tetrahedral carbon atom is directly attached to four different groups. See, this is the ester group, this amine group, okay, here this methylene group, and one hydrogen atom is also present on over this. So this is a chiral carbon. So it is a one stereogenic center, which is a chiral center over here. Okay. Now check this nitrogen. This nitrogen could not be chiral. This carbon, which is a carbonyl carbon, could not show this type of stereoisomerism. Now see this carbon. This carbon is attached to amino group, this carbonyl group, this methylene group, and one hydrogen is also present on this hydrogen. So this carbon is a chiral carbon. This is second chiral carbon. Now all the molecule I have covered. So total two stereogenic centers are present in this molecule, and these both stereogenic centers are chiral centers are okay here. So it has two stereogenic centers. Okay. Now next question. This is the true false question. We have to check that the given statement is true, either true or false. So what is this statement? A sample consisting of a pure R enantiomer of a compound will always rotate plane polarized light in a clockwise direction. So what has been asked means the R enantiomer will always rotate plane polarized light in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction means it is a D isomer or plus isomer. Means what has been written here, that all are enantiomers, which have R absolute configuration will show always a rotation in clockwise direction. But we know that there is no relationship between this RS absolute configuration and this DL assignment, because this D and L which we get according to this clockwise or anti-clockwise rotation in our polarimetry experiment. So this data actually is a practical data which has no relation with this RS absolute configuration. So absolutely this statement is a wrong statement. It is a false statement, because this R enantiomer could be D or it could be L. That depends on the nature of the substance, that depends on that practical data. Okay, so this D and L we get practically only. There is no relation between these R and this DL or S or DL. Okay, so our correct option is option B, means this statement is absolutely false statement. Now next question. Draw a dash wedge structure for 3R 3-methyl 5-hexane 3-ol. So here a IUPAC name is given for a compound with its chelated descriptor or chiral center configuration. So this molecule contains a chiral center which has R absolute configuration. So here we have to draw its Wage dash or dash Wage structure. So if we observe this IUPAC name here, HEXEN, hexene, that is a principal carbon chain, contains here word root is actually hex, that contains a 6 carbon atoms. So first of all we can draw a 6 membered carbon chain, this straight chain 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oh, I'm draw the extra this, I'm drawing the again. And 6. So this is the 6 carbon chain in hexene. Now at position number 3 the hydroxyl group is present. Okay, the position number 3, suppose if we make numbering from this side 1 2 3 4 5 6, then at position number 3 the hydroxyl group is present. Now at position number 5 the double bond is present, 1 2 3 4 5, that double bond is present. Now at position number 3 again methyl group is present. Okay, here methyl group is also attached to this position number 3. Now this is the simple structural formula of this IUPAC name without stereo. Now first we have to define this stereo. The position number 3 means carbon number 3 is a chiral carbon which has R configuration. So what we do, we have to make this assignment. Now first of all, suppose I put this hydroxyl group at position, at Wage position. Okay, now this will be at dash position, and we know that this principal carbon chain in Wage dash or dash Wage structure we put in plane of the paper or plane of the screen. So now we put the numbering or priority order according to CIP rule. Obviously it will get number 1. Okay, now here carbon carbon carbon, but the if we move towards next atom, then obviously this portion will get number 2, this will get number 3, and this will get number 4. Now 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 we move like this, and this is anti-clockwise manner. Now check the configuration, it will get S configuration. Okay, so actually in this structure at Wage position the methyl group will present, and at dash position the hydroxyl group will be present, as here the structure is already shown. On dash position the OH is present, and at Wage our methyl group is present. So this is the 3R, 3 methyl 5 hexene 3 all. Okay, so thank you for listening this lecture.